Hello everyone, MP Hater here, and welcome back to my Newcomer's Guide to Dark Souls Remastered. This is part 15. In the last episode, we tackled Sif, we also tackled the Stray Demon, and we're about to head into the New Londo ruins to tackle the Four Kings. However, we do have a quick detour to make. We're actually going to go to Blighttown to help this guy out in Blighttown. So I want to make sure we talk to him to complete his dialogue. Another thing you want to make sure of is that you are currently a member of the Forest Hunters, and you don't have any sins against the Forest Hunters. So that's going to be important because we're going to be meeting Shiva down in the Blighttown area as well. With that though, go ahead and rest at the bonfire. We're going to warp to the Daughter of Chaos. And I'm going to go ahead and switch out my gear for the Silver Knight gear so that I can walk around the muck without having to have Havel's Ring. So the reason why we're doing this portion now is mainly because we're currently a member of the Forest Hunters as of the last episode. And while we're a member of the Forest Hunters, Shiva will be down here, and we actually want to kill Shiva as well as his partner in order to get a ring that we're going to need for Lost Izalith later. And at the end of our trek down into the New Londo ruins, we're actually going to become a member of the Dark Wraith Covenant, which is Kaith's Covenant. And once you abandon the Forest Hunters Covenant, you'll have to be absolved of sins in order to get Shiva to show back up. So I usually prefer to go ahead and deal with Shiva now. That way, if we're going to get sins, we might as well get sins for a good cause. And so we're going to kill him. But we're going to talk to him first, because he does have some gear that you can buy that you might like. So definitely consideration first. So you can already see him over there. He is standing next to the shortcut leading to Firelink Shrine and the Valley of the Drakes by extension. So talk to him first. We're going to go ahead and see what he's got for purchase. So he's got a few items that are kind of hard to come by. So if you want any of them, go ahead and grab them now. Otherwise, we're going to learn his gesture. And then we're going to go ahead and take some swings at him. I recommend doing jump attacks to his friend here. And we got a Humanity as well as the Darkwood Grain Ring. We also got Humanity and the Murakumo, which is it's actually a dexterity scaling weapon, but it requires over 20 strength, so it's kind of a weird weapon in this case. Anyway, beyond that though, let me show you why we got this ring. So this ring allows us to do cartwheels. And that's going to allow us to deal with the lava. We can basically cartwheel through lava and take very little damage from lava. Makes traversal of Lost Izalith a lot easier. For now, though, we're going to go ahead and put back on our normal gear. And we're going to go help out Sigmire. So again, in a previous episode, I asked you to make sure you had 4 of those purple moss clumps. One of them we ended up trading to Snuggly, and then the other 3 we're going to give to our friend over here, Sigmire. You can see him down there. And this will progress his story. I'll actually be meeting up with him again in Lost Izalith. So talk to him until his dialogue repeats. And we're going to go ahead and head back. Alright, so we are warping back to Firelink Shrine. Let's talk about the items that we're going to want at this point. So first is going to be Green Blossoms, not explicitly required, but the boss that we're going to be facing, he actually is kind of a strange boss. Basically, we have to do a certain amount of total damage, and if we don't kill each of the bosses that show up, we'll basically end up having to fight multiple at a time. So first one basically pops up, we have to do a certain amount of damage to him before he dies, and if we don't, then another one will pop up, and then if we don't kill those two, another one will pop up, and if we go kill those three, another one will pop up. So we have to do basically a total amount of damage across all of the enemies that show up in order for the fight to end. So being able to tweak out more and more hits is going to be really beneficial. The Green Blossoms will allow us to have faster recovery speed. I would also recommend, whenever we go into the fight, that you also have the Grass Crest Shield, because that will also stack the stamina recovery too. Now, some people choose to get the Chloranthy Ring from Blighttown. Specifically, you'll have to go to the Great Hollow and grab it. However, remember that we already have the Ring of Favor and Protection equipped, and we can't unequip that without being destroyed. In addition, we will have to equip the Covenant of Artorias in order to not die whenever we go down to the boss battle. So no real point in going for the Chloranthy Ring at this point, but some people opt to do that if they're not going to be using the Ring of Favor and Protection. Beyond that, we're going to end up wanting to have a lightning capable shield. So I'm going to make sure that we've got the Eagle Shield, and this is going to be for once we traverse the Valley of the Drakes. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Eagle Shield for us. Don't need Havel's Shield, it's too heavy, requires 50 strength to actually wield. And then we're also going to want to have some pine resin. So I've got both charcoal and gold pine resin. The boss in question, the Four Kings, is weak to both. If you're out, you can go buy some more, either from Damahal, who is currently over there, basically where we got the first Ring of Sacrifice. And then if you've already bought all of the ones that he sells, which I have, then you can go up to the shortcut that leads to the depths, as well as that leads to the lower Undead Burg, and you can meet the female merchant there. And she will sell you the charcoal pine resin. But beyond that, that's pretty much what we want to have. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my Havel's gear for now. Actually, one more item we want to make sure that we have. Transient Curse. You don't actually need Transient Curses right now, but we will whenever we go down into the next area. I will say, if you haven't been down there before, don't worry, you're going to pick up 2. We went down there in episode 1 to do some farming of items, so we picked up these already. If you've already tried to go down there, again, you can buy some more by going up to the female undead merchant. Otherwise, that's going to be what you need, so we're going to go ahead and head down. Now this area is pretty large. We're probably not going to finish this in one episode. So my intention is to basically get us to the Valley of the Drakes. And then we're going to transport from the Darkroot Basin Bonfire, which has there's a shortcut to in the Valley of the Drakes. By the way, if you are coming here for the first time, grab soul item from here. Head down, make a left. There's an S-stock here. Not a great weapon, but it's a sword. And if this is your first time coming down here, since you've been talking to the Crestfallen Warrior, he is going to attack you. Be careful about him. He's pretty much always got his shield up, and that is going to make him be able to parry you. He parries nearly all of your attacks, so I recommend just getting behind him, doing a backstab, and then as he stands up, do a jump attack. Get 1,000 souls for your troubles. If you have not previously gotten the transient curses, you can roll into this. This guy will drop to the floor and drop them. I'm going to go ahead and equip them now. In addition, I recommend having 10 humanity. That will increase the chances of drops, and you'll actually have drops of transient curses, which will make this a lot easier. So I also recommend staying on the transient curses via your quick item. That way you can see when it expires. You can go down this path if you have not been here before in order to get a Firekeeper's soul. Be aware that these enemies are going to pop up, get the item, and then we're going to wait for them to come to us. And we're going to head back across. Oh, we already got one. More transient curses. So, keep going. Around the corner here is another pair of transient curses, so go ahead and grab this. Head up this path. And we've got a couple more that are going to attack us. That attack, by the way, is pretty dangerous. It's their grab attack. So try to attack them before they get you with it. And here we're going to be ambushed. Immediately on your left, we can kill one of these things. As we step in, more will come. There's the grab attack, by the way. With Havel's armor, though, we don't really take a whole lot of damage from it, but if you're lower level, it can be pretty dangerous. You can block it, by the way. That's something not a lot of people know, though you do have to have the transient curses for that. By the way, I didn't mention it before, but the transient curse is not the only option you have. If you trade Sif's soul in for the cursed sword of Artorias, that will allow you to deal with these enemies. In addition, if you become cursed by a basilisk, you'll have to sacrifice some of your max health, but that'll also work too. This, by the way, will lead down to basically the lower area. We have to drain the water from this place first. Come out here, head down. Over here we have a parrying dagger. We also have another one of these enemies lying in wait for us. Okay. Got the souls, so I assume they're dead. So we're going to make a left over here. Got another enemy here. Ignore the fog door for the moment. We're going to go kill us a banshee. Banshees are like ghosts, however they will scream. And the scream will cause all the ghosts that are nearby to come attack you. In this case, we've killed all of them. So this is your hint that if when we run into more of them, you need to kill them quickly. For now, head up here, kick down this ladder. We'll be able to use this for a shortcut a little later. Over here we have a soul item, and we're just going to make a run for it. I don't like waiting for these enemies to come down. Make a left here. Now you can make this jump over here. However, I usually like to go inside instead. So we're gonna go inside, and we're immediately gonna make a left. And we want to try to kill as many of these things now as we can, because there is another what do you call it in here? Another banshee in here. And we don't want her to call all of them at the same time. So head down this path. Ignore the left path for the moment. Oh, another one. I got her. Yeah, we just got souls, so pretty sure. Anyway, come out here. We have a curse bite ring. This increases resistance to curse. And we have another of these things out here. We're going to go ahead and head back in. It just wore out, so redo it. Head back up. Make a left. Come in here. We have our banshee. So again, even if she gets off her scream, you only have to deal with a handful of them at this point, because we've already killed most of them. Anyway, before we actually go up the ladder, we're going to come out here. There may be another one of these things here. Yep, there is. So keep going around the corner, and then we got a soul item. I'm just going to ignore her. She'll probably come attack me later anyway. Oh, yep, there she is. Alright, so grab her. We're going to go ahead and head up the ladder. And this guy is Ingward. We'll talk to him. So he knows that you have the Lord Vessel, so he's going to give you the key to the seal. If you come here and you don't currently have the Lord Vessel, you can also kill him in order to get this key. This key is required, by the way, for draining the water out of this place, which is required for accessing the boss, the Four Kings. So you can talk to him. He has got a couple of things that he'll do. If you are currently cursed, he'll charge you 1 humanity in order to do that. You can also buy a transient curse from him. You can also buy the resist curse sorcery from him. Anyway, talk to him and he'll tell you a little bit about this place. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and leave him. We will come back, by the way, to kill him later. In fact, if we talk to him after we beat the Four Kings, he'll actually go back to Firelink Shrine. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and head out here, and now we're going to go ahead and head through that path that we skipped out on earlier. So this is the other end of that jump that we saw earlier. So head down this way, make a left. And here we get some green Titanite shards. Now it's also worth mentioning, later we're going to drain the water, just here in a few minutes actually, and if you want to fast track to the boss, you can jump off here. You will not be able to see the floor beneath you, but you will see the, what do you call it, the boss gate right there. But there is a floor there. Just make sure you've topped off health so that you don't take a whole lot of damage. It's not a very far drop. and you can head directly to the boss. One of the fastest, simplest ways to the boss battle. Otherwise, though, we're going to head up here, grab a soul item. We're not going to go all the way forward quite yet. We're going to head up here. So that gives us humanity. And then we're going to jump onto this building to our left. You can also roll if you want to. And this is a rare ring of sacrifice. Next, we're just going to dip into here. And you should recognize this place. This is the room where we fought the Banshee. So rinse, repeat. We're going to head back down. Go out here. Head back up the stairs. And now we're going to go in here. We're going to actually head up first. So up the stairs to your right. And this is going to lead us to the composite bow, which is actually going to be the bow that we're going to be using from this point on. So you'll notice that I've been leveling up the short bow. Eventually I'm going to actually level this up to +10, and I'm going to trade it in with Gwendolyn's soul once we kill Gwendolyn in order to get the Dark Moon bow. Again, I'm going to try to get all the weapons that I can in the game, and I think it's better than the Catalyst. So again, you don't have to do that unless you're trying to move towards 100%ing the game and getting all achievements, but that's going to be something that you'll want to go for, is start working on getting all of the weapons, you know, to a +10 that have counterparts for the boss weapons. That way you can trade those in with the boss soul in order to get them. For now, though, we're going to go and switch to the composite bow. It's a much better bow than what we've currently got. It's also got even scaling on both strength and dexterity, which is quality. So it's going to be just right for what we need. Other than that, though, we're going to go ahead and head out, head back down. And the key that we got from Ingward is going to open this. And this will drain the water. This, by the way, heads to the Valley of the Drakes. We're going to be heading down there here in a minute, which is actually going to get us to our next save point / bonfire. It's also going to reach us to the end of the episode, too. Alright, so come out here, and you're going to notice that there's a guy who's going to start chasing you. I'm going to talk about him real quick before we move on. So he has basically some of the same moveset types, though he's faster than your traditional knight. You'll also notice that special shield that he has. That is a black hole shield. It's being used by something called the Dark Hand, which is actually something that these guys can drop. These guys also respawn. They also are good for farming Titanite chunks. So the black hole shield that he has, that shield has 80% damage reduction on physical, on lightning, on fire, as well as on magic. So it's one of the best shields in the game. But there's a caveat. It doesn't have hardly any stability, so you can basically very easily knock it out of his hand if you kick him. Anyway, the other thing that he has is basically an ability that allows him to grab you and steal humanity from you. So you can actually get that weapon. However, the shield ability only works in your left hand, and the other ability, the steal humanity ability, only works from your right. Later, we're going to be joining the Dark Wraith Covenant, and once we do, we'll actually be gifted one of those. So if you have two, you can use both abilities at the same time. That being said, you can parry them, you can also get behind them and stab them in the back, and then, like a lot of the enemies, I'm going to jump attack them after I backstab them. Okay, so next, we're going to basically do a run through here. Not going to worry about the item on the bridge. These guys hit you with electricity. We're basically going to go to that gigantic arch down there and take kind of the left path to a bonfire. So I'm just going to run. We will actually worry about the Valley of the Drakes in the next episode. Because that's how we're going to come back here in the next episode. So head in here, pull this, and you'll probably recognize this once we get in here, but this actually goes back to the Darkroot Basin. So you might remember the bonfire that's near the Hydra. So this is a shortcut to that. Alright, so we are back. We're going to go ahead and warp over to Firelink Shrine. That way we can get our 10 Estus Flasks. So go ahead and rest at the bonfire. Feel free to grab a level up if you want. And in the next episode, we're going to basically go down through the Valley of the Drakes, the opposite direction. So we're going to use the New Londo Ruins entrance to get down there. And then we're going to deal with the enemies that are kind of leading towards the boss door at that point. But we're going to do that in the next episode. So thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I hope to see you in the next one. Later.